We got more stuff that the naysayers don't want you to know about. Join us for wow. Former Stadia devs praise the platform and still want to ship games on it. It's SDO Daily, baby. Let's get into this one. What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It is your boy MM2K back again on behalf of the Stadia Dosage platform for the SDO Daily. Do us a huge favor before we get into this one. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, rock those bells for notifications, please. So you know when your boy's dropping these doses. We appreciate all of y'all straight up. Y'all know the deal, y'all know the reason, and by now y'all should know the slogan. We are not too proud to ask. On that vein, if you're watching this as it is premiered as a live premiere and you want to be braggadocious in the chat, you got something that you want us to answer at a later time, or simply you want to help out the platform, feel free to hit that super chat button below, as it goes a long way to make this a better platform for you. All right, on to today's video. Oh, we're gonna have some fun with this one. So here's the deal, y'all. SG&E, which was Stadia's publishing and development stint for first party and second party titles, they got dissolved February 1st of 2021. And honestly, the way that announcement was made, Stadia stumbled over themselves, we think here, or a lot of us do, in regards to how they made that announcement. They let Kotaku, or somebody got the information to Kotaku of all places and let them announce it. And the letter that was sent out was more business oriented and just really didn't feel the pulse of the people, we thought, from Stadia, and it just wasn't down to earth the way that it needed to be. We're the first to admit that. I went on rants for about 2 weeks about how they needed to do better, and eventually they did, right? However, fast forward several months from now, and we still got people crying over spilt milk. Now, I get it. A lot of people are not familiar with what Stadia is trying to do at the cloud extent. They're still stuck on them trying to be a premier platform out of the box, them trying to ruffle the feathers of Xbox and PlayStation immediately, them trying to take consoles out, all those false narratives that we addressed in our previous video, 3 crazy myths about Stadia. Definitely check that out. However, there are still people that should know better, be in the know, that still feel like SG&E closing down was just the beginning of Stadia willingly trying to bow out of the gaming business altogether, or Google rather trying to bow out with Stadia, piecemeal it, as you had some writers put out there, which is absurd, but whatever. And they're still falling for this okie doke, right? Regardless of all that rhetoric, the facts are there are more dev tools, there are more deals and initiatives out there that go through 2023 that Stadia has introduced in a keynote recently, and just this year alone, they still have close to 40 games or more to release on the platform. Again, we're still dealing with this rhetoric. However, in the light of all this bickering, whether it's internally or externally when it comes to the Stadia community, the most unlikely heroes have surfaced to drop some more truth bombs. What am I talking about? Let me show you something. I know I need help. All right, so one of the former entities from SG&E, Typhoon Studios, the developers of the very, very witty and hilarious game Journey to the Savage Planet. If you recall, they were bought by Google, and there were hopes that they would build other games for Google exclusively, along with the sequel to that fantastic game. And one of the studio heads, Alex Hutchinson, he was also involved in some mess in regards to what he said about streaming and a whole bunch of other stuff that really isn't key to this, but I'm just trying to help crystallize your brain cells. If you're saying, these guys sound familiar, that's who they are. All right. They have now formed together after being released from Stadia. They have formed together and created a new studio, most of the same people from that group, Typhoon Studios, and the new studio is called Raccoon Logic. All right, so they got the band back together, as the Blues Brothers would say, and they're going to go back and they're going to develop games. One of the cool things about this is that after reforming, after getting the band back together, they went back to Google to try to buy back Journey to the Savage Planet. And Google was like, yo, we get it, man. We're for the devs here. Here goes that. And here goes the source code that we don't have, that wasn't part of the original deal, that normally you don't get back. Let's give that back to you as well. We get what you guys are trying to do. Sorry things didn't work out here, but we come to a realization that in order for Stadia to be the big boisterous platform that we want it to be, maybe going the route of developing our own internal games isn't the route right now. We need to build the base and build the infrastructure, right? And that's what a lot of us have been echoing. Well, now we got people within Stadia with the experience now echoing the same sentiments. What you see on the screen is an interview that Gamasutra did with these new developers, or not new developers, but with the team of this new studio, Raccoon Logic. All right. So this is courtesy of Hutchinson and Schneider. They're both heads of this studio, I believe. All right. And Schneider particularly says the following: Google is an amazing platform company with some of the best tech in the world. In my honest opinion, I think it just came down to, in regards to them being let go by Google, to the level of investment required to reach scale. From what we saw at Google, the sense was that if the initiative does not have the potential to reach billions of people, then it's better for them to deploy the workforce/capital in other areas. Recall Schneider. During our time there, we also saw Microsoft acquire Bethesda for $7.5 billion, and Amazon's continued challenges in launching top titles. It's not hard to imagine why a company as successful as Google would reconsider its original planning with forces like that in the world. That makes perfect sense, and things that we've been echoing here. They ain't giving up. They just realized, hey, hold on. At this juncture, maybe we've bitten off a little bit more than we could chew. Let's go back to the drawing board. Let's just get the multi-plat games that people want to see on our platform at the base and move on from there, right? But it continues from there. Those remarks, the interview continues, were echoed by Hutchinson, who said Typhoon joined Stadia out of a desire to work on a single platform in the same company as the hardware creators. Going first party was the last thing on my bucket list, they explained, lamenting the fact that Typhoon couldn't quite make good on that promise. I still wish we'd been able to finish something, but that said, I think Google realized that content is scary and risky and expensive and takes lots of trust in people, and just wasn't their core business. Now listen to this. I still believe in the possibilities of Stadia though, and I really hope they deliver and it succeeds, so we can ship games on it. End quote. All right. So what does this mean? It just proves to you that people from in the inside, forget all the speculations and all the side bettors and the short bettors and all this other stuff. These wannabe Michael Pachters who don't really pivot off of evidence. They just want to throw projections and predictions at the wall, and whatever sticks and whatever makes them famous, that's the one they're going to go with. Forget all of them. Let's just pivot off of facts. Again, Stadia just had a keynote where they said that they're going to double down on the dev tools. And this came from an order from Alphabet, the parent company of Google. Double down on the dev tools. Initiatives to work with various business partners on behalf of Stadia through 2023. And this year alone, they still got at least 40 games or more to release on the platform. Now you got this to where people were thinking, oh, it was horrible for them at Google, and they'll never work with Google again, and they're going to lament Google. No. It was completely the opposite. And I think the more impressive thing is that Google showed you that they're not the greedy conglomerate that a lot of people want to label on them that's going to destroy gaming. They did something unprecedented by not only selling them back the IP, which has been done before, but they've given them back the code that was developed there. We've seen lawsuits over people trying to reobtain the code that they developed while they were at said company. Multi-million, billion-dollar lawsuits, if the numbers are correct in my head. But I know they were at least for millions, right? Google just included it in the package when they didn't expect it. That's awesome stuff. So the conclusion is they're in it for the long haul, y'all. This is just another example. Data shows significant growth in engagement despite it being within a 1% business now. What is it? Stadia being within a 1% gaming business, which is cloud gaming right now. They're just building. These are the growing years. Either you appreciate the early offerings like most of us do, or if you're a naysayer, look, Jack Buser said it. Just simply come back years later and enjoy it like the rest of us. There's no need to cry over spilled milk and make up stuff, period. That's it from your boy. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below, because like I always say, who cares what I think? But if you did like what I had to say, check out the links below to follow me. Those links will lead you to the Broadband Bullies, PNTS Network, Hard Knock Digital Culture, and yes, the Stadia Dosage. With all that said, appreciate, love all of y'all. Thank y'all for the support. You have a wonderful gaming day. Peace.